men on a dead man's chest.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
50 men off the whole ship's list.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Dead
Man. He snuck up on me again. All right, what are we doing today? Well, I can't hear too well, so if I'm shouting, it's because I got my hearing protection in and I got my goggles on. Anyway, so a lot of people have been asking me about our new diggings. Well, I'm going to give you some insight to what we're doing, and that way you can know what we've got going on here, because this is something special, and I think you should take a look at this because it'll apply to you in certain areas. So come here, take a look at this. Okay, so a lot of people said that they couldn't see last time what I was working with, so I thought I would come down here, put a little bit more light in the hole, maybe daytime too. Okay, so I want you to take a look at this because this is really interesting. And if you're out in the Coolgardie plasters, this might apply to you out in Barstow. Well, anyway, right here, see this? This is solid caliche. It's calcium carbonate, gravel, sands, clays, and it's all cemented together. And it's like rock. I mean, it's like solid rock. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See what I mean? That's like solid rock. So that creates an excellent false bedrock for any gold that might be settling down over thousands, if not millions of years. All right, so what do we have here? We'll come a little closer, I'm gonna show you. All right, see this gravel zone right here? See how loose that is? And all these nice little gravels coming out of there? This is the zone that has the gold in it right here. See that, how loose that is? And it's sitting on top of this caliche right here. See this? And it's not flat either, like a lot of people think. It's got a wave conformity to it. See that? And it rises, and then it drops, and it rises, and it drops. So it doesn't have a flat bedding plane to it. And a lot of times the guys will tell you, who've done this long enough, will say, down in these little pits like right here, and maybe over here, is where your highest concentrations of gold will be, because the gold will settle down into like a bowl, especially if there's a deep V cut right there. But the layer isn't very thick. You can see that it pinches out right here, see that? And then it gets wide again right here, and then it pinches out right here, and then it gets wide again right there. You see that? See the gravel's coming out of that? And then it pinches out and gets wide again. So it's really an unusual layer. It's not like a standard bedding plane. And so we found little bits and pieces of gold right about in this zone right here. I'd say about 3 or 4 inches off the top of the bedrock, right in here. And then of course up here, you got caliche again, see that? But it's more of a softer caliche. And then as you go up, there's some hardened rock there. I got some gravels up here that don't have anything in it. And as you continue to go up and up, I got a softer and softer type of caliche, see that? Softer caliche, and then to the point where it's really soft. You got to be careful with that. And that's why we're going to be shoring it up, because I don't want that, the back or the roof, as most people know, come down on my head. And so I'm going to give you good illustrations on how to shore this up. Now I know you're thinking, Jeff, that drift you got is pretty narrow. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is only like 3 foot wide, and then I'm going to be putting some 4x4 or 6x6 beams in here, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to widen it out by about 6 to 8 inches, and that way it'll give me enough elbow room to get in there with a shovel and use my rock drill and get in there and muck it out, because this is too narrow. But as you can see, it's really soft. It just comes right off. But like I said, this stuff, nothing. And yeah, as you can tell, I tried to blast it, and you can't blast caliche. Now, the reason why you can't blast caliche is because all throughout here there's little pockets of sand and clay, and it's not consistent. And I've drilled this thing about 1,000,000 times. And when the blast goes off, and even the old timers will tell you this, the blast is going to go to the weakest points, the weakest spots. And that's going to be in those sand and clay zones, in those bedding planes in there. And that's why you can't blast this. And the guys who have, they had to overload the charges. And I ain't doing that down here. It's easier just to muck my way through it. Now, what are we going to do? Well, right here I've got about maybe 4 inches that I'm taking out just to make sure because if I decide just to muck out on top of here and it dips down, then I'm going to have an uneven surface on my floor. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the 4 inches here, and that way if I got any irregularities here, I'm going to get the pockets or whatever where the gold might be settling. So that's why you see me going down an extra 4 inches into this hard stuff. And I tell you right now, it's hard going too. Whoo, I tell you what, I wish I could overload and blast this, but the problem is if I did that, all this would come down. I know, it's a catch-22. So anyway, I wanted to give you an update as to what's going on down here in the hole. And like I said, this is the kind of dark material you're going to see out of the Coolgardie plasters out in Barstow. Not that I'm saying I'm out there. Don't you try to follow me. So, so anyway, the next thing I do is when I get this drift in, about 5 feet, I'm going to start shoring it up with timbers to keep that back from coming down on my head, because it's really, really soft. And what I'm going to do is, because it's supposed to get really hot here in the next week or so, I'm not going to be up on the surface. That'll cook my brains out. So what are we going to do? I don't know. What you going to do? No, what we're going to do is, I'm going to bring the gold cube down here. I know it sounds crazy, huh? I'm going to basically cut a side chamber out here. I'm going to put the gold cube in here with a recirc unit down here, and then I'm going to run it, and then that way when I put the material in, I'll know right away where the gold is, if I'm on it or not, and that way I can stay out of the heat up there, because it's frying up there right now, and it feels nice down here. I can sleep down here. I just might sleep down here if I want to. I just might do that. So anyway, yeah, I know. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update as to what's going on down here, and why I've been spending so much time down here by myself, going crazy. But anyway, so I wanted to give you a quick update, and as I keep going along, and if I see something unusual or I start shoring it up, I'm going to post those videos too. So I want you to stay tuned, okay? Okay? Yeah, I know, I can't hear nothing what he's saying. So anyway, I better get working, because I got to get that gold, because I'm just hungry for that gold. And Slim, you better be up there ready to pump. If not, I'm gonna die down here. So anyway, until next time, this is Jeff Williams with who? That's right, SJWilliams.com. Say, do you want that gold real bad? And you got the fever too? Well, you better start digging, fool, or you ain't gonna get no AU. Take care, everybody.